Hello, and welcome to this quick enablement video of the NetApp AltaVault Cloud Integrated Storage Appliance, the market-leading solution for protecting data to public and private cloud storage. In this session, we'll be deploying the AltaVault virtual appliance within the Microsoft Azure Marketplace. By providing a cloud-based version of AltaVault in Azure, users can take advantage of AltaVault's strong data reduction capabilities to securely protect cloud workloads to low-cost Azure blob storage, and can also use AltaVault to perform recovery of on-premise workloads into the cloud, such as for disaster recovery, compliance, or other regulatory needs. The deployment of the Azure-based AltaVault Virtual Machine, or AVM, within Microsoft Azure consists of three parts. The first step is to create a public-private key pair which we'll use for the initial SSH connection to the AVM we'll deploy in Azure. In the example here, I'm using PuttyGen, a free utility to generate the key pair. You can also use other SSH key pair creation tools, such as those suggested by Microsoft Azure and are shown on the web pages here. After you have the key pair created, the second step is to deploy the AVM. Let's visit the Azure Marketplace at portal.azure.com and find the AltaVault appliance. Navigating through the menus, we'll click on New, then Compute, and then finally Marketplace to find the AVM in the Azure Marketplace. A quick search for AltaVault will find it, and we'll select it to begin the AVM creation process. Provide a name that you'll use for this AVM and the username it will be created by. Now, select the SSH public key for the authentication type and place the public key information generated by the SSH tool into the text box as shown. Assign the AVM a resource group, or select one if you have a particular location to deploy this appliance to, such as within your cloud backup infrastructure. Finally, select the location for the AVM to be deployed. On the next page, we'll need to select the size of the VM, which should be the DS3 standard. This will provide you storage with premium SSDs as shown. We'll then select the Azure storage account to tie this AVM to, or you can create your own. Note that this storage account is different than the classic storage account that is used when selecting Azure Blob Storage for the cloud storage target later on in the deployment of AltaVault. Configure networking for the environment or assign it to an existing one if that is applicable here. Next, assign AltaVault with appropriate network security group clearances to communicate over ports 443 and 22, and also disable monitoring of the appliance. With the selection process done, let's go ahead and actually deploy the AVM. Note that this will take a while, so let's jump to the end of the deployment phase. The final step of the AVM setup with Azure is to configure the appliance. AltaVault ensures secure communications by only accepting HTTPS and SSH-based connections. We'll start with an SSH connection to perform the quick setup of the primary management network interface. Since we used PuttyGen in this case to create the public and private key pair, we'll be using its related application Putty to perform the secure SSH connection. Identify the VM by its public IP address and ensure that you provide the private key PPK file that was generated and saved by PuttyGen. Once connected, you'll log in with the admin account. The command line configuration wizard will now prompt you through the steps to configure the admin account password, provide the hostname of the appliance, and the configuration of the primary interface, which we'll set up using DHCP. We'll complete the configuration step by using the command Azure Setup Data Partition to configure the disks deployed with the AVM for use by AltaVault. Once complete, AltaVault is ready to go, and we can now access the GUI using the same public IP and configure the rest of the AltaVault appliance, the same as you would with a normal or virtual AltaVault appliance. By having a cloud-based AltaVault appliance running in Azure, you can improve your data protection posture, provide long-term protection for cloud-based workloads, and ensure data availability globally in the event of a localized on-premise outage. With that, this concludes this quick demo on configuring AltaVault as a cloud-based compute instance within Microsoft Azure. For more information, visit our page at www.netapp.com/AltaVault.